So I'm going to be using the Lisa Horton Crafts Shabby Florals, the large foliage and the double layered sentiments. Now these are fantastic because you're getting these stamps which are really big, and you're also getting the companion dies, so you're getting 2 dies for each phrase, so it'll cut out the outline and then a shadow as well, so it's really good. So I'm going to be using the Have a Great Day because it's the one that seems to fit my card best today. Now to start off, you need a panel that is 5 inches by 8.5, and then you need one panel and it's 3 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then you need another panel that's going to mat on top of that, and that's 3.5 by 4.5, and this is inches by the way. And then you're going to need 2 panels, 2 little panels, and they're 1 inch by 4 3/4 inches, and that's them. And then you're going to need another 2 that will go on top of those, and that's 3/4 of an inch by 4.5 inches, and they're going there. The next panel you're going to need is this one, and it is 6 inches by, I think it's about 2 inches. The height doesn't really matter, to be honest, it's more the width you need to that to be exact. So it's 6 inches by, in fact I'm going to double check that because I'm not sure, sorry, just wait a wee second. Yeah, 6 inches by about 2 inches height. And I've got another wee panel and it's 6.5 by 1 1/4, and that'll sit over here. So I think first of all what I'm going to do is do the scoring. I'll take everything else out the way. I've actually cut a load of the Shabby Florals, like here you'll see as well, and some of the, probably like the smaller leaves from the large foliage, just a wee collection of those, and then the sort of middle of the flowers as well. So this is a large panel where the scoring is going to go on. I'm just going to get my trimmer and I shall put my cutting blade out the way because guaranteed I'll cut it instead of scoring. I did that the other day and well, I wasn't best pleased, to put it that way. I'm going to score, just double checking my measurements for you, at 1 1/4. Now just make sure that you've got it nice and straight. I always try to go by this line up here, making sure that it's all running exactly the same along that line. So that's 1 1/4, and then 2 1/4. So that'll be this bit here. And then we're going to flip it round the other way and do exactly the same thing. So 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. And this is what you've got here. And then I think what we'll do is we'll decorate it first while it's like that. I'm going to use my wet glue. I like to use the Dove Craft Ultimate Craft Glue, and it's a clear drying acrylic glue. It's really strong, I really quite like it, but it still gives you that little bit of wiggle room as well. So as you can see, I've already went ahead and I've ink blended these, just really put a little bit of colour around the edge for this bottom layer. Just put these layers on. I really shouldn't use wet glue because I get it everywhere. So just popping that on as straight as you can get it. I can never really do anything straight here, so. And then I'm going to pop this smaller one on over that. Again, just try and make sure it's as straight as possibly can be. I'm actually going a wee bit quicker than what I normally would because I'm filming on my phone, and because I'm trying to do it in real time, I don't actually have that much storage on my phone. I need to get a new one. Now, this panel goes on the outside, so skip this inside panel and put it here. And on the other side as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I'm in shot properly. And just try and do it as straight as possible. It's really hard to see these my goodness, what's the word? Score lines. I couldn't remember. Oh, honestly, I think I need to go back to my bed. So as you can see, that's all the panels on the base at the moment. I love these colours, they're so cheerful. I think I'm just desperate for springtime now. Fed up with all this dull, dark weather. So anyway, I thought you might like to know that this is how I made this sort of background. I used my carved pumpkin and my squeezed lemonade Distress Oxide inks, and then just ink blended the outline of the Shabby Florals on. This is just a negative of ones that I've cut out before, and I thought I'd hold on to it, and it's turned out it was really handy. So now what I'm going to do is start folding all this in. So this first score line right here, fold that in towards the centre and just sort of reinforce those fold lines. And then this one, sort of accordion fold it, so this one goes out the way. And now this one in towards the centre again. And now this one out the way. And that sits, well, it'll sit like that. How nice does that look? I think those colours, you know, when I first done it I wasn't keen, but I'm really liking it now. I've also decided what I'm going to do is decorate this before we put the front panel on, because it'll make it so much easier. So you can see I've just decorated the inside of that. I've just kept it quite simple for the purposes of the video, but you could make it as elaborate, or different designs actually. You could do like nice sort of nice little scenes with like little critters and things like that. So I've just got a little bit of double-sided adhesive, but because I really want this to stay put, I don't want to take any chances of it coming off, I'm just going to put a little bit extra in my wet glue as well. And I'll just lie this flat and just butt this right up against the edge like that. And we don't worry about this end at the moment, just make sure we get this bit stuck down properly. And then, oh actually I should have took this wee bit off. Take this wee bit of double-sided tape off as well, and then just another wee bit of wet glue, just not too much, you don't want it oozing out everywhere and sticking bits together that's not supposed to be stuck. Right, now this bit, if you bring this over and just fold it down into the middle and lie this bit flat now, if my measurements have been correct, it should go over to the other side like that. Just give it a good press as well, make sure it's not going anywhere, and then it lets it stand up like that. That's not too bad at all. See? Now the next bit is really important for how I want my card to look, so I'll show you what I'm going to do. At this bit, what I want is just the top half of the words to be die cut out with the outline, and then the rest of it just staying a rectangle. So I'm putting my die on the sentiment, and I'm going to turn it upside down because it makes it easier for me. I'm putting my cutting plate just as far up as where I want it to cut, no further at all. And then the bits where it's cut down to, I then get my ruler and I'm just drawing a couple of lines to give me a guide. And that's where I'll cut along. I'm using my scissors, you could use your trimmer or whatever. I find I'm not exact enough with my trimmer though. And then what it does is just give you the rectangle at the bottom, but then the elaborate die cut at the top. And I'm just going to carefully adhere that to the panel underneath, just keeping a nice even border all the way around. Now I'm just finishing decorating, putting the foliage, which I've cut out a mixture of vellum and just white card. I think the white looks really, really nice against this, adds to the sort of springtime look, I think. And just finish off snipping. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please thumbs up, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.